Iran finalize a deal to end the war in the Middle East.
And in sports debutants, Cape Verde produces one of the biggest World Cup shocks of recent times, holding Spain to a goalless draw in Atlanta. We have details in JoyNews Prime.
Well, remember, we are your home of independent, fearless, and credible journalism, and it's a good time to take a seat.
Please, I guess.
Welcome to the program. Tonight's government says salary arrears, top-up payments and ex gratia obligations owed to political appointees were served under the Akufo-Addo administration are among the factors driving the sharp increase in the 2026 compensation budget. It insists, however, that salaries for political appointees at the presidency have not been increased since President John Mahama assumed office. Speaking at a media briefing at the Jubilee House, Government's Communications Minister Felix Kwachofosu said the current administration is operating under the same emoluments and conditions of service it inherited from its predecessor. My colleague Maxwell Agbogba, our presidential correspondent, has more on this report.
Government Communications Minister said salaries and benefits for political appointees at the presidency have remained unchanged since President John Mahama assumed office. He stressed that the administration has not increased the remuneration of political appointees by even a single cedi. He stated that among others, salary arrears, top-up payment, ex gratia owed to political appointees who served under the previous administration account for increase in the compensation budget for 2026.
That's all that there is to it. And President Mahama has not increased the salaries of his appointees. Indeed, he has not determined their salaries. It was determined by his predecessor. And the law is clear. You can check the constitution. You cannot vary the conditions adversely against anybody until a committee has looked into it as prescribed by the constitution. But President Mahama says he will put an end to that structure. There will be one independent emoluments committee which is permanent and won't be set up close to the end of his tenure, which will determine the salaries and conditions of all public sector workers. Until that is done, this is the process that is used, as I have explained, because everybody knows that in the final analysis, they took more than that. Let me repeat it. Ministers under the NPP, MPs of the 8th Parliament have all received, in addition to their ex gratia, top-up of their salaries. How did that top-up arise? There's a difference between what is in the budget, which they took for the 4 years, and what the committee said they should be paid. And that has been paid to them. The only people who are yet to be paid are the presidential office staff, the political appointees at the office of the president under President Akufo-Addo between 2021 and 2024. I have told you that the finance ministry has indicated that they are processing that payment and they will pay. Once they receive it, they would also have received the top-up. So what they took with respect to their positions is the same things that people who work under President Mahama has taken in the same position.
Felix Ofosu-Kwakye also ruled out any wrongdoing in the award of contracts under the Big Push initiative.
4.58% of the total 1,441 road contracts awarded by the Ministry of Roads and Highways in 2025 and 2026 were awarded through the single sourcing process. 4.58%. Under the Big Push initiative, which is only one component of the total work being done by the Ministry of Roads and Highways, less than half, exactly 47.14% out of the 140 were awarded through the single sourcing process.
But questions remain, really, over why compensation at the presidency has surged between 2025 and 2026, despite staff number remaining virtually unchanged. Well, research analyst with JoyNews, Caleb Ziblim, joins me in the studio with more on this. Caleb, we have heard from the presidency. What exactly is their defense, and what do we know?
So we put out an article earlier this morning about the staff costs at the presidency for 2026. And unfortunately, when the article came out, it has gotten some mixed reviews, both at the Presidency and both online. The Presidency says, after reading the article, they got the impression that we are trying to say that the President Mahama has increased the staff salaries at the Presidency. This is inaccurate. This was not in our article. The second leg of it was that the Presidency also says that we are trying to say that President Mahama's reduction of political staff at the Presidency yielded no benefits. Again, this is not supported by what's in the article. If we look at what we have in the article, we see clearly that the staff at the Presidency in 2023, that's the political staff, was 357. It dropped to 233 in 2025. So that's a reduction of 124. This is a clear reduction. And if you look at the compensation paid to these employees, in 2023, we paid 125 million. 2024, 153 million. 2025, it dropped for the first time in a long time to 100 million. So this clearly shows that in 2025, after the reduction by 124 staff, we saw a reduction in the salaries and compensation paid to staff at the Presidency in 2025. Now, with the questions we were raising were regards to the 2026 figure. In 2026, the compensation is now 248 million. That's 148% increment compared to the 2025 figure. Now, we were asking questions, how is this possible? Because currently the Presidency has a staff of 233 political staff at the Presidency. So if you still have this amount of staff and the overall staff is about 808, that's down from 900 staff in 2023 and 2024, we should not be seeing this huge spike in 2026. Right. So this is the question that we're asking, that if you've reduced your staff count compared to 2023, while we're seeing a 148% increment in the salary, the compensation paid to your employees in 2026. Now, we give three possible explanations for that. The first explanation was that maybe the Article 71 compensation had not kicked in 2025. So now it's now fully in place in 2026, which might explain why the 2026 figure is higher. Right. The second option was that in 2026, maybe the Presidency had decided to employ more people. And the third option was that maybe in 2026, there are some arrears and ex gratia that have not been paid yet. And after hearing from the Presidency today, they have confirmed all three options that we put out in the article.
Right.
Thank you so much, Caleb. Join me now as former Deputy Chief of Staff and MP for Damango, Samuel Atta. We appreciate your time here on JoyNews Prime. You've heard government's defense. They say that, in fact, the salary structure they're implementing was once inherited from the previous administration. You took that new structure to Parliament. You passed it. Why cry foul now?
Well, thank you very much, and good evening to your cherished viewers and listeners. First of all, you just, if you want, just discount 2025 and look at 2026. The budget of 2026, the estimate for Office of Government Machinery on account of compensation is 540 million Ghana cedis. The estimate for President Akufo-Addo's Office of Government Machinery for 2024 was 326 million Ghana cedis. That is a whooping difference of more than 200 million Ghana cedis. So I want to say that the work that your research team has done is highly commendable. But there's a lot more work that has to be done. I'll give you 2 or 3 points. First, so when you take the Office of Government Machinery or Office of the President, what I call pegging is extremely important. So the pegging of a senior presidential advisor, for example, is one which is an MP cabinet minister. A senior presidential advisor is pegged as an MP cabinet minister. The chief of staff is above MP cabinet minister, but below the Speaker of Parliament. A presidential aide is pegged as a deputy minister. So you may have a government with 60 ministers or 58 ministers as we have now, ministers and deputy ministers. But you have maybe a lot more senior presidential advisors as opposed to a previous government. Your compensation will go up. And then you can have a situation as we have today, where all 16 regional organizers of the National Democratic Congress are presidential staffers attached to the regional coordinating councils of our country. They are pegged as ministers of state. Your compensation will go up. You have a situation where President Akufo-Addo has 6 deputy ambassadors across the world, whereas we have 18 deputy ambassadors today. Your compensation will go up. And you can have a situation where you have all manner of political appointees in ministry, departments, and agencies who are loaded on office of government machinery, your compensation will go up. So I've made this point. I made it as far back as last year, March, after the State of the Nation address. And I've made it consistently that the size of the government cannot be based on just head count of ministers and deputy ministers or even political appointees at the office of the president. It's more than that. One, you have to look at the type of appointees. Are they senior presidential advisors? How many are they? Okay. Are they presidential advisors? How many are they? Are they presidential staffers? Are they presidential aides? How many more people have been appointed and seconded to ministries on the back of office of government machinery? And it's important you distinguish between office of government machinery from office of the president. And secondly, you have to also look at the peggings that these appointees have been pegged at and look at the broader governmental machinery that is burdening the office of government machinery. So it is clear that even though this government is seen to be a lean government, when you look at just the mere numbers,
okay,
but in terms of its incidences on the public exchequer or the burden on the ordinary taxpayer, it is much more bigger or much more expensive to run this government than it was to run the Akufo-Addo administration. And it's
Point well noted, Samuel.
Even though, hello?
Point well noted, Samuel. Unfortunately, we have to go.
Well, tomorrow news tonight, with less than 2 weeks to judgment in the Samreboy illegal mining case, NPP Ashanti Regional Chairman Bernard Inchibu-Isiako, probably known as Chairman Wontumi, has appointed a new lead lawyer. Former Ibuako South MP Samuel Atta Akyea takes over from Andy Appiah-Kubi, who has withdrawn from the case. Appiah-Kubi cited concerns about his treatment by the court and handling of the proceedings. My colleague Fatal Bayaga reports.
The announcement by Chairman Wontumi to restructure his legal team was contained in a statement issued earlier today. In the statement, he said the decision to appoint a new counsel was taken after careful consultation and in the exercise of his constitutional right to legal representation by counsel of his own choice. He added that the move is intended to ensure that his defense is presented fully, effectively, and in accordance with the law. Chairman Wontumi stressed that every accused person is entitled to legal representation and that the appointment of Samuel Atta Akyea is aimed at strengthening his defense as the case progresses. He also expressed appreciation to his previous legal team for their service and commitment throughout the proceedings, noting that the change should not be interpreted as a reflection on their competence or dedication. Meanwhile, the Accra High Court earlier dismissed a motion filed by Andy Appiah-Kubi seeking leave to withdraw his legal services for Chairman Wontumi, describing the application as alien and incompetent. This was his reaction following the court's decision.
I think it is ethical, rather, for the lawyer to do that and explain why, for the court to understand the disengagement, rather than for the accused person to come to court and inform the court that my lawyers have withdrawn. I think we wanted to do the better thing for the court to appreciate why and also to demonstrate our commitment to our client up to now. And the words of the judge say that we have abandoned. Do you see any abandonment in the relationship that I have with my client? The answer is no. I have not abandoned him. But it is for reasons like what happened today that I wanted officially the court to be informed of the decisions that we have taken as counsel.
With judgment scheduled for July 3, attention now turns to how the newly reconstituted legal team will navigate the final stages of the case as Chairman Wontumi awaits the court's verdict in the high-profile Samreboy trial. For JoyNews, Fatal Bayaga, Accra High Court.
Away from that, the presidency has confirmed the resignation of former Chief Justice Sophia Akufo from the Council of State. The confirmation comes a day after reports emerged that she had stepped down from the advisory body. Speaking at the Government Accountability Series, Minister for Government Communications Felix Kwakye disclosed that the resignation letter was submitted to President John Dramani Mahama in September 2025 and explained why the development was only now being made public. James Aveji has more in the following report.
After just a little over a year into her appointment, Justice Akufo has resigned. Her appointment at the time came as a surprise to many, considering her strong position against some decisions of President John Mahama during his first term in office. For instance, when President Mahama gave presidential pardon to the Muntie Three in 2016, after being sentenced to prison for contempt of court, Justice Akufo publicly disagreed with the president's decision. She also took a strong position against John Mahama's unilateral decision to accept the 3 Guantanamo Bay prisoners to Ghana, insisting that the deal needed to be ratified by Parliament. Her latest disagreement was with the sacking of Justice Gertrude Tokonu, as she also abstained from the Council of State vote on the matter and went ahead to voluntarily testify at the committee that was set up to look into the petitions that led into Justice Tokonu's removal. Minister for Government Communication Felix Kwakye-Ofosu, however, in confirming her resignation, ruled out any link of these matters to her decision. He says although she submitted her resignation letter some 9 months ago, the reason for the decision is still unknown.
She submitted a letter in September 2025 to the president indicating her desire to resign. She did not disclose the reason for wanting to resign. When the president received the letter, he was required then to indicate his acceptance of the resignation. But at the behest of the Council of State, he had to hold on because they said they wanted to engage Justice Akufo to see if there was some grievance that she had that was informing the resignation and whether or not there was a way that it could be addressed. So they asked the president to hold on with the acceptance. But they got back and said that they had engaged, and as far as they were concerned, the resignation could be accepted. So the president has formally accepted her resignation and she's no longer a member of the Council of State.
Per the requirement of Article 9 of the 1992 Constitution, President John Mahama has to choose from Justice Georgina Theodora Wood, who served as CJ from 2007 to 2017, Justice Enim Yeboah, who was Ghana's CJ from 2020 to 2023, and Justice Gertrude Araba Tokonu as the next member of the Council of State.
To more news tonight and to some very worrying news, the University of Cape Coast has activated its counseling support system for students, particularly course mates and hostel mates of 20-year-old level 200 student Innocentia Avenum was struggling to come to terms with her death. Innocentia was found dead at Hutland Beach Resort near Cape Coast on June 12, a day after she was reported missing from campus. Police have since commenced investigations into the incident. Speaking on JoyNews AM show, the university's Director of Public Relations, Dr. Kwame Nchukunedu, said supporting affected students remains the immediate priority while the institution undertakes its own internal security assessment.
Dean of Students is with the student counseling them one-on-one. There's a counseling session as we go through because some might be traumatized, especially the course mates and, if you like, the hostel mates. So that is our focus for now. But definitely, we'll do our own internal investigations with our security because we have so many students around. And as I indicated, if you have about 10 communities surrounding the university, it is a whole city on its own. So definitely 1, 2, 3 things you need to look at your security, you need to look at, continue to, counsel your students, guide them, let them know what to do and what not to do.
Well, let's explore this further. Join me now is uncle of the late Innocentia Avenum, Samuel Baji. We appreciate your time here on JoyNews Prime. I'm wondering how you're coping with the news of her passing.
Good evening to your listeners and viewers. It's a sad news to us. It's unfortunate that it happened to our daughter. None of us thought about it to happen to her, but it's unfortunate. The mother, for instance, is not taking it easy at all. We are all very, very sad to hear about the passing of our daughter in this tragic way.
I know these are difficult times for you as a family, but you have to speak up a bit for us to hear you clearly. What are your expectations, especially from the ongoing investigations?
Well, my interaction with the Ghana Police Service, they are doing their best to apprehend the culprit behind this heinous crime. So we believe that once the justice step will be okay. Because no matter what we do or any actions we may take, it might not bring our daughter back to life. But once the culprit behind this act are brought to justice, we are fine. We just want justice for our daughter. She doesn't deserve all this.
And we know that the police told us that they'll be doing a post-mortem just to determine the cause of death. Have you received any report from the police so far?
So far, no. There's no report from the police, but I believe they are doing their best.
Thank you so much, Mr. Samuel. We'll be keeping up with the story and also reaching out to you for updates. We appreciate your time and company here on JoyNews Prime. Sad story. And
very, very, very.
Family members dealing.
Yeah, and you know, initially when she went missing, social media was quite active to try and see what we can find, and there were videos of her very lively, very the dance videos, and the news to hear that unfortunately she's passed is just so sad.
Okay, you're still watching JoyNews Prime. We'll be right back, please.
Yeah.
Stay with us.
Hi, it's me. The one you poke, sip, and hopefully love. I'm your small reminder that growing up doesn't mean growing out of me. Trends come and go, but you still reach for me. I'm not just a drink, I'm that little sip that reminds you life can still be sweet. Calipo fruit juice drink, making sweet memories. This advert is FDA approved.
Hey, Charlie, welcome back. The malaria really knocked you down, eh?
Charlie, no joke. Fever, headache, vomiting, loss of appetite. I couldn't even eat my usual fufu.
You and your fufu. But I hope you got tested before the malaria treatment.
Yes, I did. And thanks to Malatu, I kicked out malaria one time.
When malaria strikes, take Malatu, containing artemether and lumefantrine. Comes in tablets and suspension for effective treatment of malaria.
Great to have you back.
Thank you. No problem.
Malatu is suitable for adults and children. Manufactured and distributed by NS Chemists Limited. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Welcome to a place where everyday living is reimagined, where space, movement, and community come together effortlessly. With thoughtfully designed spaces, modern facilities, and everything you need within reach. You don't just live here, you feel safe, comfortable, and at ease. Step inside Eden Heights and discover spaces crafted for comfort, style, and everyday living. And just when it feels right, you will know. Because this isn't just about finding a house, it's about stepping into a better way of living. Eden Heights, the height of modern living. Book a private viewing today.
Putting on just the fabric isn't really enough. You have to put on the confidence. I chose this printed fabric because it symbolizes hope and success because of the color and the texture.
Maso Printex. Difficult bounce for the American defense to deal with, and Asamoah has scored! A wonderful volley!
The stadium is live! The fans are roaring and the excitement has officially kicked off. It's goal rush season at Compu Ghana. This World Cup season, the match isn't just on the pitch, it's happening right in your home. Build your home stadium with world-class cinematic TVs, powerful sound bars, and home theaters, high-power speakers, laptops, tablets, and projectors for the ultimate streaming. CompuGhana is delivering unbeatable deals, not just discount, but a chance to win 100-inch 4K smart TVs, mobile phones, laptops, and many more. Just purchase items 1,000 Ghana cedis and above and automatically enter the raffle draw. Shop online at CompuGhana.com. Call on 0302-752020. Go Rush season, the ultimate football experience, only at CompuGhana.
Another week is here on the greatest of all time show. My name is Giovanni Clip, and tonight we're bringing you talent. Contestant number 1, let's bring Baby Car. Let's bring. He did it for you.
Cut. Oh, there is a leakage.
Where's the plumber? For quality and durability, insist on Syntex pipes. If you want quality, this be where you belong. Strong, tough, and reliable. Your perfect match to your trusted Syntex pipe. Syntex pipe, it dey carry water, no wahala. Syntex pipe, it dey make water dey flow. Syntex, and you're strong, and you're tough.
Hello, my name is Pamela from Customer Service. Please revalidate your account by texting your Ghana card number to 0500,000 247.
Hey, Abili, wabidim.
Madam, give me the numbers behind your ATM card. I'm calling from the head office.
An email was delivered across to our customers this morning.
Confirm if this is your bank account 100100100.
Thanks for sending your bank card details.
Send the OTP now to avoid cancellation.
EcoBank will never call, email, send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Don't get played. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hello, please, I'm calling from Customer Experience Center.
Did you know that of the world's 15,000 fish species, 134 are found in the Volta Lake, Africa's largest man-made lake? And in recent years, the names of 31 of these species have been updated. Discover these changes in the second edition of the Field Guide to the Fish Species of the Volta Lake. Also, explore the diverse fishing gear used on the lake, from traditional methods to modern innovations, in the second edition of the Catalogue of Small-Scale Fishing Gear of the Volta Lake. The catalogue is richly illustrated with photographs. These books are authored by Dr. Lawrence Issa Brima, former coordinator of the IDAF project at Yeji and the IPIC project at Akosombo. They are published by Lambert Academic Publishing. For information and copies, call 0208149638 or 055-366-0782.
For the past 15 years, St. Thomas Eye Hospital has been setting the pace in Ghana's eye care landscape. In 2011, we became one of the first hospitals to introduce modern phaco surgeries, commonly called laser cataract surgeries, to Ghana. In 2013, again, we became the first eye hospital to start advanced retina detachment surgeries, macular hole surgeries, and other complex vitreoretinal procedures using the MIVS surgical approach. This year, we have set a new pace in glaucoma care with the launch of our advanced Twin Star SLT-YAG combo laser, giving the glaucoma patients enhanced options in managing their conditions. We are a premier ophthalmic group practice with 11 specialist eye surgeons working together and leveraging technology to advance eye care in Ghana. We have 4 branches in Accra, Tema, and Kumasi. You may call us on 024-686-6580 or visit our website at www.stthomaseyehospital.com. St. Thomas Eye Hospital, providing excellence in eye care.
Welcome back from the break to other stories now.
Now, residents of American Farm, a suburb of Kaswa Manfrom, are raising concerns over a refuse dump they say is polluting the Densi River whenever heavy rains occur. Now, the river remains a major source of water for millions of people in the Greater Accra region. Residents also attribute worsening flooding in the community to the dumping site, saying repeated overflows are disrupting livelihoods and threatening public health. Fatal Bayaga reports.
This has become the daily routine of Safia Osman. Every day she sprays her home in a desperate attempt to keep away swarms of houseflies that have invaded her compound. This is because an illegal waste dump is situated just behind her house.
2 days 45 cedis.
Every 2 days, I buy an insecticide spray worth 45 cedis to spray my house because of the house flies. If I don't do this, it could possibly cause illness for my children.
Just a few minutes walk from Safia's home is the residence of Adwo Kone. Her room is gradually sinking as mountain heaps of waste continue to worsen, flooding in the area. She now fears for her safety whenever the rains begin.
We asked, but they would not tell us who permitted the dumping of waste here. Now all kinds of creatures have invaded our homes. After the last downpour, my room started sinking and visible cracks appeared. Now we fear for our lives.
The effects are also being felt in the education sector. Headmistress of Westgate International School, Helen Ankra, says the school is gradually losing students as worried parents continue to withdraw their wards.
But it is not conducive for learning. It is not. And so parents are withdrawing their wards.
Your school is collapsing.
Yes, it's collapsing. And I wonder how they see an institution here and they decided to do these things behind the institution.
During the last major downpour, a life was lost as floodwaters swept through parts of the area. Even more alarming, residents say every rainfall washes large quantities of highly contaminated waste into the river. Assembly member for the Amanfrom electoral area, Joseph Kobna Fiamo, describes the situation as deeply worrying.
A very big challenge because when the referee dams have been stopping the water flow, so it's making it difficult for that to flow.
But for Safia Osman, who gave birth just 3 months ago, and many others living near the dump, assurances alone are not enough. They say immediate action is needed to eliminate the growing environmental and health threats before the situation spirals further out of control. For JoyNews, Fatal Bayaga, American Farm, Gas South Municipality.
From that, authorities in Tano North are raising concerns over a growing number of children abandoning school for illegal mining and cocoa farming. The municipal chief executive says a trend is putting both the education and health of young people at risk. His concerns intensified after 7 of 13 suspected illegal miners recently arrested were found to be under 18, including 5 candidates writing this year's WASI. There is more in the following report.
Illegal mining continues to lure many children into hazardous work, while some children are also exploited in cocoa farms in the Tano North municipality. Afrisipa, Kofodia, Adejamim, Junase, Apisika, Abukrum, as well as Kwabenokrum are some of the communities noted for worst forms of child labor. A collaboration between the Regional Security Council and MUSIC saw a raid at the illegal mining sites to get rid of children, but the problem persists. Research conducted by Nature Aid Ghana, a non-governmental organization, revealed 33% of children in these areas are involved in hazardous activities such as illegal mining and exploitative labor on cocoa farms, with the majority of them being boys. Nonetheless, Mr. Poku tells JoyNews the Tano North municipality has zero tolerance for child labor as he commends Nature Aid Ghana for work done in the area.
As a matter of fact,
The data that I saw today, it's very devastating. And I never thought most of our children who are supposed to be in school have abandoned their school hours. And looking at it today, in fact, I clearly can see that there's something that we should do about it.
Nature Aid Ghana, as part of the International Day Against Child Labor, organized a forum at Dua-Yankwanta, the capital of Tano North Municipality, to sensitize the general public to the findings. Joseph Barado is the Executive Director of Nature Aid Ghana.
Our visit to schools have indicated that school dropouts is now in the increase. Some of them too, those who are also there are not also regularly coming. So it's something that is affecting the children in those affected communities.
Meanwhile, the Ahafo Regional Development and Planning Officer has commended Nature Aid Ghana for the data provided, adding that the data will be an integral part of the planning scheme of the region. From Dua-Yankwanta for JoyNews, Ohime Teria reporting.
Now, Star Ghana Foundation is calling for volunteerism to play a bigger role in Ghana's development, arguing that active citizen participation can help strengthen communities and improve governance. The organization says meaningful change is more likely when citizens are informed, engaged, and empowered to contribute to decision-making. Josephine Segal reports.
Currently, Star Ghana Foundation works directly with 18 CSO partners across 10 regions, who in turn collaborate with community-based organizations. The foundation says it intends to expand its partnerships beyond the current number while deepening grassroots participation. The program also marked the culmination of an 18-month volunteerism project implemented in 91 communities across the country. Executive Director of Star Ghana Foundation, Ibrahim Tanko Amidu, said volunteerism presents a sustainable path for Ghana's development and should be integrated into the country's workforce planning.
Volunteerism has been a part of our culture as Ghanaians, irrespective of the part of the country you come from. Volunteerism has been the bedrock of community development in the past. Of course, over the recent past, that has ceased to be the case. But we think that it offers a way forward to address a number of issues. The issue of sustainable development, the issue of mobilizing community resources, to promote inclusive development, the issue of civic engagement, ensuring that opportunities are provided for people to be engaged in the development of the communities. And of course, the problem of dwindling funding, whether we are talking of donor funding or we are talking about government funding, that funding for development is dwindling, and therefore how we can mobilize alternative resources to support development. That is what informed our decision to pilot the volunteer support program.
Project Officer of the Volunteer Project, Oswald Hupagabra, engaged especially young people to embrace volunteerism and recognize the resources available within their own communities.
So throughout the implementation period, we have realized that our support has enabled communities to identify resources, and it is not just about physical cash. There are resources in various forms and resources in groups, in communities, in individuals' capacity. And so for them to be able to know that ABCD is a resource that I can leverage on to help my community, that alone is enough on the part of Star Ghana's effort in making sure that communities are using their own resources through volunteerism to develop their communities.
To other story now, the National Blood Service is urging Ghanaians to donate blood and disregard myths and misconceptions that discourage voluntary donation. The Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Shirley Owusu-Ofori, says every unit of blood donated is carefully tracked and accounted for within the health system. Speaking at a blood donation exercise in Kumasi, she assured the public of transparency in the blood supply chain. Clinton Yeboah reports.
The Calvary Charismatic Center in Kumasi organized a voluntary blood donation exercise to commemorate the 70th birthday of its General Overseer, Reverend Bransford Obeng. The church partnered with the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital Blood Bank, setting an ambitious target of collecting 700 units of blood to bolster energy and critical care services across the Ashanti region. Chief Executive Officer of National Blood Service, Dr. Shelley Phyllis Owusu-Ofori, emphasized the safety and importance of donation.
Blood donation doesn't make any man weak. It doesn't make any man impotent. The blood we collect is never used for rituals. There are audit trails, transparent audit trails for every unit of blood you give. We can trace the unit from the vein of a donor to the vein of the recipient, which is a patient. If for any reason a unit of blood does not end up with a patient, we can show where the unit ended.
The humanitarian initiative of CCC, which has become an annual hallmark for the past decade, was first instituted when Reverend Obeng turned 60. Over the years, the church's consistent blood drives have provided a vital lifeline for hospitals, especially in handling accident victims and other medical emergencies where blood shortages have often proved fatal. General Overseer Pastor Ransford Obeng explained the spiritual and practical significance of the gesture.
Life is about helping others. You know, we don't build monuments for people who live life for themselves. Monuments are built for people who live life to help other people. And I believe that anything God gives you, like Abraham, the Lord told him that from you, I will bless the nations of the world. So it means that everything that God gave Abraham, it was not meant for Abraham himself. It was meant for all people. I think the reason why people speak against blood donation is that they don't know what it is being used for, especially when you have hospitals, recognized hospitals, that government hospitals that are the one that are taking that.
For JoyNews, my name is Clinton Yeboah.
The government says it is intensifying diplomatic efforts to resolve the travel challenges affecting Black Stars midfielder Thomas Partey ahead of Ghana's World Cup campaign. Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Atta Akyea says discussions with Canadian authorities have reached the highest levels, including engagements with Canada's Minister for Global Affairs, Anita Anand. While government remains optimistic a solution can be secured before Ghana's opening match on Wednesday, Deputy Ranking Member on Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration Committee, Nana Asafo-Addo is questioning whether enough was done to prevent the situation.
The committee has not received any official briefing. We also saw the press release from the minister. What would be surprising to us, the minority, is if the minister and his team are not able to get Partey to Canada to play, it will be a failure on his part and his team, and it will be disappointing to all Ghanaians. We knew Partey had an issue. The very moment they invited Partey to join the team, everybody should have known that this is a player that has a special case, and since he has a special case, we deal or treat that matter with special attention. Now, for a week or two to the game, a lot of indication, there are a lot of protests, there are a lot of signs that should tell you that, hey, this is something that can happen.
Away from that, Foreign Affairs Minister says government is pursuing every available diplomatic option to resolve the travel challenges affecting Thomas Partey. He urged the Black Stars to remain focused on their preparation as efforts continue behind the scenes.
Confirm to you that the government of Ghana continues to engage diplomatically with Canadian authorities. Only yesterday, I held a telephone conversation with my counterpart, the Minister for Global Affairs Canada, Her Excellency Anita Anand, and we had a very frank, honest, and cordial discussion. We know that we are racing against time. It's just about 48 hours to go before the match, and we believe that looking at the nature of the engagements, the frequency, and the high-level engagements that are going on, we hopefully should have a positive outcome. We wish them well. We hope that these challenges will not demoralize the team, will not affect morale, and that they will keep their heads up and know that the entire nation of Ghana is strongly behind them.
Well, it's time for me to go.
Unfortunately. But Becky is going to be here. So please stay with us. We're back with Showbiz.
Cadbury hot chocolate, crafted from cocoa, milk, and sugar. Creamy, chocolatey, frothy goodness, rich taste, so satisfying.
Cadbury goodness, the treats you deserve every day.
Hey, what's up?
Life. It's moving so fast. Yesterday I was in class 4. Today I'm almost in JHS. My shoes don't fit me anymore. My voice is deeper. I was watching cartoons, but now they say I'm too old for that.
The more things change, the more they'll stay the same. I still love you the same.
Come and sit, Dad.
In a world that keeps changing, Calipo still keeps making sweet memories.
I still love it.
Dad, I told you to have a sip, not to finish it.
Calipo food juice drink, making sweet memories. This advert is FDA approved.
As the days come and go, there's always shit. Let colleagues explore all the planetary bodies. Our mission is in Uranus to treat hemorrhoids, anal fistula, anal fissure, anal incontinence, hidradenitis suppurativa, using laser Legasure for pain-free and speedy recovery. On Uranus Street, Accra, as Main Tuber Hospital and Coloproctology Center. Trust Uranus with us, and we will delight you. Visit Main Tuber Hospital today or call us on 0244 581 541.
Malaria's remedy is Lonat. Therefore, we're gonna use Lonat to recover. You have malaria? Yes, are you shivering? Yes, yes. You got chills? Yes, take Lonat. First day, take Lonat. Second day, take Lonat. Third day, take Lonat. That's all. Lonat scatter malaria. Lonat scatter malaria.
This advert is FDA approved.
Again? Yep, very much needed one so I could get to relax.
Wow. Every time you go on leave, you go on vacation. Yeah. Last 2 years it was Dubai. Even last month you went to Mexico. This time, where are you going to? Tell me.
This time I'm going to Guangzhou, China.
I see. How do you do it, Abuna? Because every time I try, I get scammed.
I use Waka now. They can get you the cheapest flight deals. They assist you with your visas, your hotels. They have well-created packages for everyone, and then you can pay small. You can call them on 024-243-5515, or you can visit their website at wakanow.
Baya bukata abu mai yawa, ku sare abin da kuke so. Wani sa'ili yana farawa da rigakafi. Kulawa ba kowane lokaci yake da karfi ba, shine saurara, takasansan da yin ƙananan abubuwan da suka dace.
Kariko bara yana farawa da ni, ina kula kowace rana.
Good Conduct, Great Life is brought to you by
Indomie.
Tastes great.
More Kivo inside. Kivo Gari Soaking Mix. Taste of Ghana.
And it's time for Showbiz. Guess who's here?
Hello,
Becky Bex.
How you doing?
I'm good. Loving your outfit.
Thank you so much. Get my coat.
Okay.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Okay.
There's a lot happening. There's a lot happening in the world of entertainment. But this evening, let's talk about Jeffrey Norte, because for years, Jeffrey Norte has consistently staged his three-phase of Jeffrey Norte show, growing into one of the most anticipated comedy events of Ghana's entertainment calendar. This latest edition at the National Theatre continued that legacy, delivering a rich mix of comedy, stage performance, and film to a packed audience. The night was further heightened by standout performances, including Nigerian comedian Parrot Mouth and a surprise appearance by EO, which sent the crowd into excitement.
It was a night of laughter, drama, and unforgettable performances as Jeffrey Norte brought his much-anticipated event, Three Faces of Jeffrey Norte, to life at the National Theatre. The auditorium was completely filled, a clear sign that fans showed up in their numbers to support one of Ghana's finest comedic talents. The event saw the presence of several well-known personalities, including Nanama McBrown, Perez Music, Regina Van Helvet, Fela Makafui, and Salma Mumin, among many others. From stand-up comedy to stage performance, Jeffrey delivered pure entertainment, cracking jokes and keeping the audience laughing throughout the night. In a unique twist, he also premiered a long movie, giving fans a different side of his creativity and expanding beyond comedy. Nigerian comedian Parrot Mouth also thrilled the audience with his performance. The night got even more exciting with a surprise performance from EL, sending the crowd into a frenzy. Speaking after the show, Jeffrey Norte explained that combining comedy, stage performance, and a movie was intentional to give fans a full entertainment experience.
Movie is my first love, so I'll definitely, if I'm bringing thousands of people in under one umbrella, definitely I'll give you a movie. And I gave you a stage performance because this year I want to go into stage 2.
He also highlighted how comedy in Ghana is steadily growing.
Before the show, I've mounted a lot of stages from Genuine Tatia to Parrot's Mouth show, and the turnout is crazy. I mean, it's growing, but there's more room for improvement. But Ghanaians are showing massive support, and we are so grateful.
Nigerian comedian Parrot Mouth also commended Jeffrey Norte for delivering an outstanding show.
I was not expecting certain things that he did because there was a script on how he should do what and what he should not do. But the guy just took my expectation to a different level. So Jeffrey is that guy.
He spoke about how excited he was by the love shown by Ghanaians, noting that while Nigeria has a strong comedy scene, Ghana is rapidly rising.
I was not expecting the love that the crowd showed to me, but after showing me the love, I've made my mind that I'll marry a Ghanaian. I'll marry a Ghanaian. Have you spotted anyone? I spotted one, but she's married.
Other celebrities and influencers shared their admiration for the show, praising Jeffrey Norte for putting together such a dynamic and well-executed production.
Congratulations, big ups, you've done it. You've done so well. The whole place is filled up. I'm so impressed. I'm overwhelmed, actually.
Every year, he does something special. I think Jeffrey needs more support. Like he's doing so. Look at the crowd he has put to National Theatre. This shows you that Ghana,
all in all, Three Faces of Jeffrey Norte was more than just a comedy show. It was a celebration of talent, growth, and the future of Ghanaian entertainment.
Well, away from that, in an attempt to contribute to the growth of Ghana's creative industry, the Black Star International Film Festival, a platform that has evolved over the years into one of the country's leading film and storytelling hub, has held its Juliet Asante's mentorship series. The session led by filmmaker and creative entrepreneur Juliet Asante brought together 50 selected participants to focus on reflective learning experience. There's more in the following report.
International Film Festival has held a new mentorship session aimed at deepening personal growth, reflection and transformation within Ghana's creative space. Dubbed the Juliet Asante Mentorship Series, the initiative created an intimate platform for individuals building, questioning, and seeking deeper meaning in both their personal and professional journeys. The session brought together a careful selected group of 50 participants at the Sarfo House of Art. Speaking to JoyNews, Juliet Asante explained the mission behind the mentorship series, describing it as a space created to help individuals grow with clarity, purpose, and direction.
The Juliet Asante Mentorship Series is meant to bring people who are in spaces where they're thinking about what next, thinking about life. Some are thinking of pivoting, some are thinking of reinventing. So many different things. And for us, this is a space where we connect, share, explore, and ask some deep questions.
She noted that the level of engagement during the session exceeded her expectations, with participants actively contributing and reflecting throughout the program.
So the engagement at the event surpassed my expectations. Of course, we came into this space with a seeking, exploring, engaging, connecting spirit. People already calling for the next one.
She also used the opportunity to announce that this year's Black Star International Film Festival will be held in Kumasi for the first time, marking a significant milestone in the festival's history.
This year, the Black Star International Film Festival will happen in Kumasi from the 24th to the 27th of September. And we are really looking forward to that. There will be some of this happening. There will be the usual masterclasses. There will be curated conversations. There will be all the things that you can expect from the Black Star International Film Festival. This is our first year that we are going to Kumasi. So I'm really excited and looking forward to it. We know that Kumasi is such a really vibrant film space, and I can't wait to be in Kumasi.
The Juliet Asante Mentorship Series is expected to continue as part of efforts to nurture emerging talents and strengthen Ghana's creative industry.
Well, on that note, we end Showbiz here on JoyNews Prime. We appreciate your time here this evening. Thank you so much, Fostina, for having
Becky, I love your outfit. Give us a standing ovation.
Thank you
so much. As we wrap the show,
yeah.
Very important.
Okay, right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Becky's outfit.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, Charlie, what number? The malaria really knocked you down, eh?
Hey, Charlie, no joke. Fever, headache, vomiting, loss of appetite. I couldn't even eat my usual fufu.
You and your fufu. But I hope you got tested before the malaria treatment.
Yes, I did. And thanks to Malatu, I kicked out malaria one time.
When malaria strikes, take Malatu, containing artemether and lumefantrine. Comes in tablets and suspension for effective treatment of malaria.
Great to have you back.
Thank you. No problem.
Malatu is suitable for adults and children. Manufactured and distributed by NS Chemist Limited. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
game today as Ghana faces England.
You forgot the eggs.
And the whole nation is ready. Shot on target. Oh, what a save! Benjamin Asari flying for Ghana.
Politics is always safe.
Every day, in the moments we love, we rely on clean and safe water that flows from Polytank.
Discover Willow Lane in Sakumono, one of Ghana's most prime community. These expertly designed 4-bedroom homes feature a private elevator, 4 ensuite bedrooms, private balconies, walk-in closets, and a gourmet kitchen and a maid's quarters. Perfect for families, executives, investors, and retirees. Our community offers a swimming pool, playground, and 3-tier security for your peace of mind. Experience the ultimate in comfort, convenience, and community here at Willow Lane, Sakumon. Visit waylead.org or call 0240-111119 or 0308-040500 to book your tour today. Waylead, your trusted home builder.
Seeing the Prentex fabric, I like the color, texture. I chose this design that suits my body type. It means a lot to me to look good in clothes that I wear. I don't care about nobody's opinion.
Maso. Prentex.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Prime Business. I am Pius Kujubaka. The Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies, COMAC, says global crude prices will drop far below $80 per barrel once U.S. and Iran finalize an agreement to de-escalate tensions and fully reopen the Strait of Hormuz. The projection follows a framework deal announced to end months of conflict and restore oil shipments through the strategic waterway, which carries about a fifth of the world's oil and liquefied natural gas. Dr. Rivesing Opong is the chief executive of COMAC and has been speaking to Joy Business.
It is clear that we live in a dispensation where international, geopolitical, situations such as the war that you've seen affects the crude prices, and mostly so looking at the region in question where 6 major reserves in the world are located there. 6 most biggest oil reserves are in this part of the world. So obviously, if this war stops, we believe that the market in terms of the supply and demand will recalibrate, and obviously vessel availability will also support the narrative. Insurance on freight logistics will also come low, bringing premiums down, which are currently up as we speak today. So obviously, yes, we forecast between 70 to 80 when this war is finally
And the assurance you are giving consumers is that from tomorrow they should expect some reviews at the pumps, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, and let me say this: the whatever you're going to see from tomorrow, it's not because of the announcement we are having today. Crude oil prices were already coming down. You understand? And it will go down more, so that in the next 2 weeks, when we come back having this conversation, it will be even further down if things go well. Please.
Away from that, Ghana's leading beverage manufacturer, Casapreco PLC, has officially joined the Ghana Stock Exchange following a successful initial public offering, marking a significant milestone in the company's growth journey. Addressing guests at the listing ceremony here in Accra, Managing Director of the Ghana Stock Exchange, Emmanuel, said the capital market remains a dependable avenue for Ghanaian businesses seeking long-term financing to scale their operations while deepening investor confidence in the country's financial sector.
Ghana's largest indigenous beverage company, Casapreco PLC, has officially listed on the main market of the Ghana Stock Exchange. The Chief Executive Officer of Casapreco PLC, Richard J, reaffirmed the company's commitment to delivering long-term value to investors through its shareholding structure.
So 2024, we came on to the Ghana Stock Exchange. However, we only came on and brought in debts. So we were on the Ghana fixed income market, and this was for us to learn how the stock exchange works, how the pension funds works, how the regulations work. So after that, I think after 3 years, we find that we are comfortable with the journey. We are comfortable with the regulators, and the business is open now. For us, listing or bringing in equity is more or less like marriage. If you are not able to bring in the right partner, you divorce very soon. So it took us about 3 years to learn, and I believe that now we are ready and we found the right partners to work with in the equity space. As many people know, this business is mainly a family business, but today we are opening up to the investing public of Ghana. So any Ghanaian that is interested in investing in Casapreco now can do so on the Ghana Stock Exchange. So we are inviting a lot more Ghanaians to be part of us and to be part of our journey going forward. Many of the consumers have supported this business to where it is today, and today we are opening our doors for those consumers and those supporters to join us in the shareholding structure.
Elizabeth Ofusejare is the Minister of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry.
Casapreco is coming to the market from a position of strength. The capital being raised is intended, as has been stated also, largely to finance the construction of a new production facility at Adesso to expand bottled water and carbonated soft drink production capacity. For global market watchers seeking signals of frontier market confidence, this listing is that signal.
The Managing Director of the Ghana Stock Exchange, Emmanuel, encouraged Ghanaian businesses to leverage the capital market as a reliable source of patient capital.
And any company that has the plan, as Casapreco said, to become a 100-year-old company, one of the key areas they need to look at is public capital markets like the Ghana Stock Exchange, where we promise 3 key things: access to patient and affordable capital, the best corporate governance practices, and the opportunity for the general public to participate in the growth and the history of the company. So these are really important legs that the GSC presents, and we are so excited today to see Casapreco come to market on the back of Zen Petroleum, on the back of First Atlantic Bank, and looking ahead, even more companies in the pipeline.
The Managing Director of Absa Bank Ghana, Edward Nate Botre, highlighted the opportunities available within Ghana's capital market.
The point is that customer needs are very much varied. There are customers who would want short-term funding. There are some who would want much longer-term funding, and then there are some who would need capital. All right. So what we are doing is really to ensure that we are able to meet customer needs at the entire end of the spectrum, and that is what we have done now. We've helped them to raise capital, and I'm trusting that we'll have a lot more Ghanaian companies doing the same. What that does is that it makes our economy a lot better. It ensures that we are able to raise the kind of funding that we all need to ensure that we are able to grow and to thrive.
Casapreco PLC, best known for its flagship brand, Alomo Bitters, begins trading on the Ghana Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol CASA.
There are renewed calls for increased investment in agro-processing infrastructure to help transform Ghana's agriculture sector and reduce post-harvest losses. Speaking on the Super Morning Show as part of the Agribusiness Month, co-host Kojo Akoto-Boateng stressed the need for deliberate efforts to expand processing capacity across the country.
The other bit of infrastructure is processing, which we've really failed at building. We are not using our advantage as a tropical country and using the weather and whatever we have to our advantage. So we say we produce tomatoes and we lose 50% of the tomatoes. And when you think tomato processing, everybody will say, oh, tomato paste. But we can invest in infrastructure to dry tomatoes in the major season. We dry the tomatoes, we store them in vacuum bags. Off-season, we can blend and eat these tomatoes. The same way we dry pepper, the same way we dry a lot of things, we should be able to do that. But in all these things, some people will argue that it's business where private sector should lead. It is not private sector that is building the roads we use. It is not private sector that is extending electricity to our homes. It is not private sector that is building the large teaching hospitals. The state must consciously invest in agri infrastructure to enable the private sector to thrive.
Now, President of the Ghana Chamber of Construction Industry, Emmanuel is calling on the government to strengthen the capacity of metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies to effectively regulate physical development and processing of building permit applications across the country. According to him, inadequate staffing, lack of logistics and delays in the release of funds continue to hinder the work of assemblies, adversely affecting their ability to enforce planning regulations and supervise developments within their jurisdictions. Here's more.
He noted that although assemblies have technical professionals including architects, engineers, planners and surveyors, many are operating with limited personnel. He stressed that the situation has contributed to challenges in the processing of building permits and the monitoring of construction activities.
The assemblies must be retooled with equipment. 2, staff. We have a number of architects, we have a number of engineers, we have a number of planners within the system. But if you go to the various assemblies, they are just handful. Some of the assemblies have 2 or 3, 1. Just imagine a whole municipality. How can 1 or 2 or 3 engineers police the assembly, how do you call it, the municipality or metropolitans? It's a challenge. So we must make conscious efforts to retool the assemblies with manpower. That's the technical competence of people that matters. The engineers, the architects, the planners, the surveyors, they must be there to work.
The chamber also expressed concern over delays in the release of budgetary allocations to assemblies, describing the situation as a major setback to service delivery.
Making sure that their budget is being released on time. The budget also must be beefed up. Some of the budgets, they're under budget. If money being given to them, they can't do anything. If you should go to some of the assembly right now, getting permit is a challenge, because how to convey themselves from their office to the site is a challenge. So which means they need to fall on you, the developer, who is in need of a permit.
Emmanuel made the remarks during an event where the Ghana Chamber of Construction Industry honored Nixet Construction Company Limited as the best building and civil engineering company of the year 2024-2025. Receiving the award, Nicholas Frimpong Boateng highlighted some of the major challenges confronting the construction industry, particularly delays in payment by both government and private clients.
Delay payment from our clients, both private and government. And aside that, people think construction is something easy, everyone can do it, without attaching professionalism into it.
David Opoku's report for JoyNews.
Thanks so much for watching Prime Business. I am Pius Kojobaka.
Violence. Quit the game because of these attacks.
Absolutely terrible day. It was on human beings.
It's a very worrying trend.
Football, it brings joy,
It is a passionate sport and ultimately it unites. This sport ignites dreams in children and unites entire communities under one banner of hope. But when that same passion boils over into violence, the consequences are harrowing. Lives are shattered, trust is broken, and the soul of the beautiful game begins to bleed.
The officials were threatened, they were insulted, threatened that they would beat them, as had happened in the one month before or something. And so the referees were afraid. I think they were intimidated. They were intimidated. That one, the referee doesn't want to also be beaten like what. So he was scared. And look at what happened. Now what happened to everybody saw it. People have been calling. They saw it live. Everybody was looking. What happened to that last goal that he didn't take? You see, these are some of the things that happen in Ghana football. If you were a coach, you really don't know whether you are going forward or you are going back. You prepare your team and you come forward and the referee robs you. And then they tell you they will beat you like Manasofo.
Referees, the guardians of the game, become prey. Simply for doing their job, they are intimidated and hunted.
Watch out, coach. Watch out. Watch out.
Teams are smuggled out under the cover of chaos. Fans are injured, some left fighting for their lives.
I was looking at somebody like this, and the person is saying, "Please help me." But you before you see, it's gone.
For many, survival comes at a cost, a lifetime of trauma. Others never return the same. My name is Haruna Mubarak. In this documentary, I walk you through the dark corners of Ghanaian football where brutality and fear have found a home. These are real stories of pain, survival, and loss from those lucky to still draw breath and from those who lost everything to a game gone wrong. They call it the passion of the nation. In Ghana, football is more than just a sport. From scrappy pitches in the hinterlands to packed Premier League stadia, it draws thousands. Each game is a festival of hope. But on May 9, 2001, hope was crushed beneath a wave of horror. Hearts of Oak versus Asante Kotoko, the biggest rivalry in Ghana.
The initial running down from VIP into the stadium, outside the perimeters of control, you're then looking at the confusion and hearing shouts, moaning, and yet I was not seeing fighting going on. So then taking up, then you realize that the smell of tear gas in the air that has been fired by some members of the security forces. Running upstairs, and then there's a shock of people crying, sitting on the ground, the tear gas bringing water to everybody's eyes, and then you realize suddenly that the stairwell was choked, bodies intertwined and completely and utterly choked. So I left there and ran downstairs to see what was coming at the other end and realized the gate was locked. So people trying to leave could not leave. People trying to escape from the tear gas were getting trapped. You see. And so I ran back up again shouting for people to help. The stairwell was such that there's a gap between the stairwell and the wall, and bodies, some had fallen down to the ground. Many of those who passed died of asphyxiation. They could not breathe. So I started grabbing bodies and asking people to help me, and carried bodies up the stairs, down the stairways, down, and there were pickups there. The security forces had run away. There was no police. There was nothing. I couldn't even breathe as I carried. Somebody said you carried about 30 bodies. I don't know. But seeing people in tears, one or two people just saying, "Chairman, please, we're not dead," because they were motionless by the time we were carrying them and putting them on our shoulder and then running across and then running down, putting them down, coming back up, and then getting some people to stop crying, shouting at them like, "Come on, pull yourself together, come and help." And then more people got to help. It was an absolutely terrible day.
As I'm walking towards the exits, before I get inside, I realized that my foot wasn't on the floor. It was on human beings. My brother, before I realized I was in the middle. I can't go back. I can't go out. All that you can hear, "Oh, me woo, na mutu, me woo, na mutu," and that's it. Me woo, na mutu, and that's it. I was looking at somebody like this, and the person is saying, "Please help me. Bacho umbuame, me woo, umbuame," before you see, it's gone. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, my brother. A lot of people passed. It was a lot of pressure. No air. People were struggling. You imagine that you are working on people. Over 200-300 people in that exit, that small exit. Just imagine.
More than 125 lives gone. Supporters who left for a football match never returned home. Never again, they said. But 24 years on, again continues to haunt the game. Hooliganism has survived every warning.
We are all concerned, and you will also agree with me that our culture of deeply rooted in passionate behavior, especially these fans that are so violent, and they wouldn't change their mind, especially when they are supporting their clubs. And then identifying these violent people in very big crowd, these things pose as a very big challenge for all the security services, especially the stakeholders when it comes to footballing at our stadium.
Referees are the first in line to fall victim. A perceived wrong call and their lives hang in the balance.
You could kick from goal kick, and your colleague can receive the ball and score directly. Yes, it was difficult for them to understand. They thought, no, when the ball got to the last but one defender, the opponent was right behind the last but one defender. So he took the ball and went to score. He said no, it was offside. Then it wasn't offside because it was from goal kick. And it was hell broke loose and everybody was beating me.
So
as they began approaching you, like what was the feeling? Were you scared?
You know,
was it like,
those times the field had no defense wall or barricade or barricade or whatever, so they were just coming onto the field, pushing me from behind side, and my dear, it's normal. It was normal. I didn't run. I just allowed myself to be beaten for a while. When they saw blood coming out of my nose, then they stopped. Oh, your bamunjai, oh, your bamunjai. Even the one I just told you is Colts. You remember Zetuna RTU, Almighty Zetuna RTU in Tamale? It was a decider. If I take harsh decisions, it might affect the game. So I wanted to contain them for a while. So when it got to a level boiling point, I had to just issue out the red card. And that is where hell broke loose, and Gideon Ba, then, I don't know whether you know him, he was playing for Kotoko. We used to play for Zetuna. He came on, hit me here, and I said, no, this time I'm too mature to allow you to do this. I can give back to you. Who told you that you can do this to me? So we fought. I removed my boots and hit him. Some people say I headed him, and I didn't see what I headed him. And I was military men, policemen. After the game, I managed to finish the game because it was a decider. I needed to have somebody who will go on relegation and others who will stay in the Premiership. So I managed to finish the game, and I was escorted. We were escorted, referees. We were escorted by the military to our hotel.
A trailblazer in women's football, Mercy Tego played at 2 World Cups before officiating at the global showpiece, and yet she faced brutalities. She fought back against pain and the darkness threatening to consume her. Others weren't so lucky. Theresa Bremansu is an example.
Yes, she's my little girl. You know, fortunately, refereeing has developed to a certain level where we have psychologists in there. We have experienced people who serve as mentors to these young up-and-coming female referees. So I believe that I'm no more into refereeing, so I don't know much in there. But then I believe that they will use themselves to talk to them. They see them as mentors. I want to be like Christine Ziga. I want to be like Mercy Tego. I want to be like Vivian Ago. I want to be like Abigail Soa. I want to be like Fostina Zokli and others, you know. So how did they do it? So I believe they share their experience with them and also learn the laws of the game.
Players, the heartbeat of the sport, are not spared. Their only crime was wearing the badge of their club with pride. On February 7, 2021, Abubakar Nawaz was living his dream, playing for Tamale-based side Real Tamale United. In a Division 1 league match against Nswatraman in Nswatre, he encountered the darkest moment of his career.
We're going to our dressing room, and there was this lady. I think there's this one particular lady, the recent incident, they mentioned her name. She was standing at the exit where we will pass. So our captain was coming to enter, and he pushed him back. So then he went ahead to even slap our captain. So our captain was also trying to retaliate. Then the whole incident started. They started stoning us from all angles. You will run and pass here, a stone is coming. Run and pass here, a stone is coming. So I was just there, and one boy shouted, "Adibayo." When I just turned, a stone came and hit my head. And that...
Which part of your head?
I think it was here. So it was very unfortunate because the stone was heavy, and God really saved me because that stone that hit me, and I think I was injured. I was bleeding. All my dress was full of blood, like everything. Even the inner I was wearing was also with blood.
Nawas was once the pride of Tamale. Nicknamed Adebayo, he had a future. Until that march in Nswatre changed everything. The assault broke not just his body, but his dreams.
If myself, I don't say I regret. People who know me very well, they see me, and even my secondary school headmaster, one day he saw me and was shocked that why am I still in Ghana? He felt like by now I should have been in Europe playing for a big club because the qualities I was displaying. And most people in Tamale too, when they see me and ask me, have you stopped playing football? And I say, yes, what they shit. You could have been one of the people that would travel and come and will also be enjoying wearing your jerseys. But to me, yes, I also regret deeply because I know how football is, what benefit football have given to so many guys.
Patronage is down. There are footballers who have quit the game because of these attacks and flashbacks that they've had. Majority of them don't want to play here because you can easily be beaten. There are referees who have quit. Some of them have quit and traveled out of the country because they started as referees, but being beaten around is clearly putting your life at risk, and it has affected the game in so many facets.
And then came the darkest day yet. February 2, 2025, Nswatreman FC versus Asante Kotoko, a match that should have been remembered for football, but was not. Nswatreman won 1-0, but the victory was marred by chaos. Tensions boiled over on the pitch and in the stands, and in the end, a Kotoko supporter was stabbed to death.
Ambulance no way.
Ever wonder how it feels to lose a husband? Gifty's pain was palpable and almost unbearable.
Wakache mi so hema misi yes wakache mi se mani ulem misi mu be ulem mate 3 o'clock mi kuno wona mentisi mi kuno Jesus ready hu me mabo wate ready hu me mabo ijo nyakopo hu me mabo ebeneze nya me misi hu me mabo me de
Football stopped. A 33-day mourning. The Ghana Football Association responded with enhanced protocols, but the pain ran deeper than policies.
Mr. Speaker, I was very sad to hear my colleague mention that they were struggling to get very simple first aid. you don't have ambulances. You have no business playing football in such a field. That is a death trap. But we go there and nothing happens, so we think that is a football field. No. What was the police situation at the football field? Where were the police? What was the requirement of security that was supposed to be upheld in the stadium? In this particular instance, the information we have is that this young man had been threatened prior to the match, and that the security agencies should have known that what happened to the young man could happen. I would like to call on you to direct the Ministry of Sports to take this matter very seriously, and that if the GFA cannot follow rigorous protocols for licensing our football stadia, we should not be playing football as a country.
Attacks have done to the league. It is so much to the extent that they lose money, you lose fans, you lose the luster, you lose quality players, you lose journalists. And lots of people have quit reporting on the game, journalists, because of attacks.
When violence takes center stage in footballing issues in the country, it drives away sponsors. A lot of people don't want to be associated with bad brands that are tainted with violence and illegality. It drives away a lot of sponsors. So it's in the interest of the FA, the clubs, the supporters, the players, every stakeholder in the sport of football to join hands and ensure that we uproot violence from the game of football. It has no place at all in football. It affects us, it affects the branding, it affects attraction to sponsors and new partners who will help us to improve the fortunes of the game.
The time for talking is over. It's time to act.
At some points in time, I wonder whether government should not start thinking of bringing in a sports czar. Somebody who comes in to clean up the mess. Because there's too much mess. And the mess is unnecessary. Maybe ministers don't get it or not capable of doing it. Then you need a sports czar equipped with law to be able to get in and say, we're starting a fast-track court. We're starting a sports resolution dispute section that, like they have in Kenya. So therefore it is you are in a position now to take action against something and get a resolution within 2 weeks. It's not 6 months, it's not 2 years. You can close down things that change things.
Lack of security is violence that can lead to loss of lives, property, injury, etc., etc. And so I think that moving forward, the GFA must consider clubs contributing a certain minimum amount to bear the cost of security. Because when the policemen or the soldiers or whoever come there as security men attend the match, some of them may be traveling from faraway places and they will incur costs. At least if you can't even give him food to eat, at least water and the cost of coming there must be paid. But he cannot finance the match by paying for his own transportation, coming there to buy water, and it will not even give him a peace of mind to do the work. So it's important in the interest of football, in the interest of the GFA and the clubs and the spectators, that the clubs and the GFA find a way to bear the cost. And since it's the whole match of the clubs, they have to find a way to do it. If the GFA has sponsorship, that would be the ultimate, that
that burden will be taken off the shoulders of the clubs, and then they can pay for security during games.
We should all be cautious. Whatever happens, our stadium negatively sends the message all over the world, and it has its consequences.
So those who go and misbehave, what would you do to them when you get them?
You see, like I initially said, they are arrested, sent to court, and they are prosecuted. So if you come to the stadium and misbehave, misconduct, you see, you will definitely go through this legal processes. And nobody, even the club that you are supporting, cannot help you. So we'll plead with all the fans to rather celebrate than to come and cause mayhem or harm a fan or somebody.
Football must return to what it once was, a game of joy, of unity, not of blood and sorrow. We must reclaim it before it's too late. Say no to hooliganism, because football deserves better.
Say we all day matter inside, we all they suffer. Something they cause me, they cause you, they cause your son and daughter. Where we all feel come together and try to sort each other. Then you go turn around and sell out just because of dollar. Man, just they think how fast he go fetch up something today. Forget about him, people, make them find them our own way. Forgetting, say the same people put out for where he day. He cast too high to see suffering below, he's too far away.
It's barely 1 year since our last visit to Sabonjida DA Basic School. The PTA chairman's embrace tells the story better than words ever could.
Good to see you. Good to see you. People, we thank you very much. We thank you. We very appreciate your words.
A year ago, the people of Sabonjida were pleading for help. Their children squeezed into overcrowded classrooms. Kindergarten people learned in exposed spaces. Teachers struggled to stay. Parents worried that the future of their children were being built on neglect.
This is my head. This is my mouth.
Today, the community is finally beginning to see results.
Yeah, we like the progress that has happened. We like you because of you that we are seeing this thing. We are very, very rarely very happy about your coming to this, our Sabunjira community. Since some people came here and it wasn't like you came. You did a lot. You deliver our problem to the government, and we have seen some progress going on.
Behind him stands the most visible sign of that progress. A 6-unit classroom block with offices, a library, store and sanitation facilities. The structure is still under construction, but for a community that spent years waiting for decent classrooms, even unfinished walls represent something powerful, a proof that their voices were heard.
The school is going on. They have come here and access, and they have continued our 6-unit classroom. We are very, 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 very happy. Our community is saying that you get our problem and you didn't sit on it. You send it up, and now it is working on your behalf.
Yes. 250. That's good. Tell us for him.
The intervention followed years of difficult learning conditions. 2 classes have to share a single classroom. One teacher often had to split attention between 2 different syllabi at the same time. For learners and teachers alike, concentration was always a challenge.
Looking at the number of learners and how we combine them is not helping teaching and learning. P3 and P4 are boxed together, which they are supposed to be separated. So sometimes you take something to teach. Once you are teaching P4 syllabus, the P3 learners are disadvantaged. And when you switch to the P3, the P4 ones are also disadvantaged there. So it's not really helping. If these classes are completed in good time and we move there, I think it will solve this situation. Oh yeah, we'll be very, very glad. We'll be very, very glad to move in there.
Is she correct? Yes. Give it to her. Yeah.
The impact of the changes is already becoming visible. School authorities say enrollment has risen sharply. From about 125 pupils recorded in November 2024, the school now has more than 250 children enrolled. Many of the new admissions are in the lower primary classes. When the school ran out of space for its youngest learners, the Jesus is the Door Church opened its auditorium for classes during weekdays. The arrangement shields the children from the scorching sun and also keeps lessons going whenever it rains.
Here that the children are sitting, and now we have gotten some church, which is Jesus Door Church. And they have set us to send the KG1, KG2, KG3 to that their block.
But the most remarkable response came from the community itself. Faced with no accommodation for teachers in the community, residents pooled their resources and started building a 4-bedroom teachers' quarters. For a community struggling to attract and retain teachers, a decent accommodation became a priority.
Community have seen what you have come to say to us, and we all contribute, and we have some money, a little, and we are putting teachers' bungalow, which is 4 bedrooms, and we wanted to put bathroom to the kitchen, also 1. We are on it that we will do that, and because what you have done, we will not sit down. We also say that when there is a lot of teachers, and when they come to our community, they don't have somewhere to sleep.
I'm staying with the PTA chairman's house. They had to move some children out of a room and offered me in that room at the inconvenience of the family. About 3-4 children were in a room, and they had to move them out because of me. But thankfully, the community has started a project for the teachers, so which we hope that when completed, it will help us.
This program, supported by the Education Out Loud, is looking at enhancing citizens' ability to
to be able to engage duty bearers to open up spaces in terms of quality education delivery.
School for Life, the organization supporting citizen engagement through citizen-led action for educational accountability and responsiveness, Sabonjida demonstrates what can happen when communities move beyond complaints and become active participants in finding solutions.
The impact has been great. For the past couple of years that we have embarked on this project, significant progress has been made in terms of enhancing duty bearer responsiveness to the issues that the citizen groups have identified within their communities, the lack of infrastructure, the lack of teachers, the lack of teacher accommodation. These are the major issues affecting quality education delivery in the communities. And the citizen groups have been able to identify these gaps and bringing them to the attention of duty bearers at the local level for them to respond to. And across the project districts, you are witnessing progress in terms of responding to the infrastructure needs, in terms of teacher availability. We are seeing that there's progress. Our work, our collaborative work with these institutions would ensure that even after the project, the actions are still ongoing and that they are responding to the needs of these marginalized groups, based on the pressure that also the citizen groups will put on the local authorities.
We are very privileged for the School for Life. And this our community, what the School for Life is doing to us. Some of the children here, they have been, even they are now high SS, and some are even been to the university due to the School for Life in this Sabonjida. They have helped us a lot.
The transformation in Sabonjida is still a work in progress. The classrooms are not yet complete. The community is still pushing for more teachers and school feeding. But where there was once frustration, there is now momentum. Parents, teachers, community leaders and duty bearers are all playing a role in shaping a better learning environment for the children.
The narrative of pupils of Sabonjida DA Basic School having to learn in a poor infrastructure is gradually becoming a thing of the past, with the construction of the 6-unit classroom block for the community. The pupils and teachers are excited that this project will finish soon and give them hope to chase their dreams. Emmanuel, JoyNews, Sabonjida, Tatale Sangole District, Northern Region.
Say we all day matter inside, we all they suffer. Something they cause me, they cause you, they cause your son and daughter. Where we all feel come together and try to sort each other. Then you go turn around and sell out just because of dollar. Man just they think how fast he go fetch up something today. Forget about him, people, make them find them our own way. Forgetting, say the same people put on for where he day. He cast too high to see suffering below, he's too far away. Them get eyes, but them know they see. Them get heart, but them know they feel. Some too they get mind, but them know they think. inside a boat where we they sink. I say them get ice, but them know the sea. Them get hot, but them know the feel. Some too they get mind, but them know they think. That be why we out there inside a boat where we they sink. Myopia, they know they see nothing. Ice cold heart, they know they feel nothing. Bad minds, all they know they think about you. That be why we all day inside the boats where we they sink. I say, myopia, they know they see nothing. Ice cold heart, they know they feel nothing. Bad minds, all